Hi, I'm Rita Wilkins, also known as the Downsizing Designer. So tonight I want to talk about something that might be impacting you, especially if you're a baby boomer. So you might be wondering if you should stay in your existing home, even though your kids might be grown and have their own homes, or you might be saying, should we stay? Should we go? And should we then downsize or right size to a home that better suits your current lifestyle? So if you're an empty nester, you no longer have kids around, if you are pre-retired or retired, your lifestyle has changed. So you should look around to see all the spaces that might have at one time been filled up with lots of kids and big friends and everything else, but they're now gone. And suddenly your neighbors look younger than you do. And many of your friends who used to be in your neighborhood might also be gone by now. So you might be left wondering, should I right size to a home that better suits our current lifestyle? And then how do I know what is a right size home for you? So I've created what is called the Right Size Home Checklist to help you discern what a right size home might be for you. So many of you know that I downsized from a very large home to a tiny little apartment in Philadelphia, and then over the summer I right sized to a little bigger home that provided more of a dining room and also a guest room. Those were two things that I was missing in my small apartment. So right now, this is absolutely the perfect size home for me. So anyway, in that process, I created a right size checklist that you can go to my website, Design Services, or Rita Wilkins at ritawilkins.com, and you can download that free checklist. So the very first thing you want to do is to assess your existing home. You know, what are the features that you really like about your home right now? What's working for your current lifestyle? So it could be that you have an open floor plan, you really like that, and if you could replicate that in a new home, you would really like to do that. You might also like having an eat-in kitchen, and you might love your closet space. So the next thing you want to do is to say, what features don't you like and what are not working for you in your current home? So many baby boomers will say to me, you know, that second floor master bedroom is really starting to become a problem because of the stairs. Another one might say, I've got all these unused bedrooms. You know, they used to be filled with kids and lots of toys and book bags and everything else, but now they're empty. And then the other thing might be is that the house might be too big for you to maintain. So those are some of the things that you might say, I really don't like that about this house anymore. And then the third thing to do is, what do you wish you had in that perfect right size home? So that might mean then the first floor master suite. It might mean a walk-in shower, and it might be a dedicated home office. So only you can make this list, but I'm just giving some suggestions and things that I hear every day. After you've assessed your existing home, what you like and what you don't like and what you wish for, then the second step would be to assess what matters most to you. So I call it the non-negotiables. So being close to your family, that you might say at this stage of my life, that's the most important thing to me. I want to be near my family, my kids, my grandchildren. Another non-negotiable might be that it's smaller, it's more energy efficient, and that the space is used more efficiently. So where you might have had a 4 or 5 bedroom home, you know, maybe now a 2 or 3 bedroom home would work just fine for you. Another thing you might say is non-negotiable is that you want a walkable community where you can walk to the stores or the restaurants or church or whatever it is. Then the second thing you want to think about when you're saying what matters most to you, after you say these are non-negotiable, what are you willing to live without? So you might say, well, you know, I'm going to declutter and I'm going to downsize my clothing. So you might say, well, I don't need those big walk-in closets anymore. I want good closet space, but I don't need as much closet space. You might say, I don't need that big kitchen anymore. You know, something that's a good kitchen, but it doesn't have to be as big and extravagant as it once was. Many people will say, I can live without a formal dining room. And others will say, I can definitely live without a big yard. Maybe a small yard, but just not so big that it takes up so much time. Then the third step is you want to assess your current and your desired future lifestyle. So the way that you do that is you start to say, well, what are you currently doing every day that you will continue doing? So one might be I work from home. Another one might be that, you know, we travel a lot now, but we want to travel a whole lot more. And so we obviously don't want the big house. And then another might be that we need space for entertaining because we love to entertain. So the next thing you want to ask then is what do you want the right size home to do for you, and where do you want it to be? So maybe you would say, well, I want to be able to get together with neighbors. So maybe right now you don't have that same connection, but you do want a neighborhood. Maybe you might say, I want more time to relax and enjoy, not have to do the big yard anymore every weekend, or look at constant repairs for the house. And then the fourth step is to assess your current location versus your ideal location. So your current location, maybe you live in the suburbs and maybe you have to get in the car to go everywhere. Maybe you are too far from your kids and your grandkids. And maybe you're not close enough to just walk to the store or walk to some restaurants. So your ideal location, in terms of listing what you might want and not one, and this is on the checklist, you want to be able to walk everywhere. You want to be close to your kids. You want to have good access to public transportation that could take you to the city, whatever you want to do. But it's something for you to assess. What would that ideal location look like? And then the last thing, number 5, is to assess your budget. The more practical matters of, what you will need in the future, what future expenses might you have to anticipate. So the way that you look at that is, what is your current budget? And maybe you might say, well, this particular house is getting too expensive for us to maintain. Or you might say that the energy bills are skyrocketing and I don't want to keep paying for high energy bills, so I need a more efficient house. Or you might say, that there's an upcoming big repair in terms of your roof or something else in your home. So after you've assessed your current home budget, what is the desired right size budget for you? If the house is energy efficient, you're going to be saving money there. If it's lower maintenance, or if the maintenance is part of where you live, so you don't have to add that into your monthly budget, no matter what, that it's just more affordable. And the last thing is to assess your wants and needs for the next 10 to 15 years. So maybe you're saying, wherever I live in this right-size home, I want to be free to travel. I want to have more time with my family and friends. And I want to perhaps be able to age in place or care for an aging parent. So that's what the assessment is all about. I do hope you go to the website, Rita Wilkins at ritawilkins.com, and get the free download. And you are welcome to call me. I do offer a 30-minute complimentary consultation if it's about right-sizing, downsizing, or anything interior design. I'd love to talk to you. And this is Christmas week, so I wish you all a wonderful holiday. Have a good night.